Hello and welcome to Game Plan Headquarters. My name is Hampus and I will be showing you my ideas for new cards in the game The Bazaar. First off, we have Finisher, a medium-sized card with 0 damage. It is a medium friend aquatic weapon that deals 10, 20 and 30% of the enemy's missing health. So basically you want to combine this with something that deals a lot of damage in the start fights to make Finisher as useful as possible. Next item, we have Chronologic Investor, a medium-sized item. Your item has the cooldowns reduced by 1%. Increase this percent by 1 for every 20, 15 or 10 gold you spend. So basically, if you get this item early at Silver tier, if you spend 20 gold, this will give 2% to reduction to your items. And if you manage to get this to Diamond tier, when you spend 100 gold, this gains 10% more cooldown reduction. So if you manage to get an item down to 1 second due to this effect, I mean, you probably deserve it because of the amount of gold you've spent. And if this is a little bit overpowered, you can just tune these numbers, right? Let's go ahead and talk about Procrastina Thor. Medium-sized item, heal for 2, 4, 6% of missing health. When you would take damage, take 50% of the damage after 5 seconds instead. It's basically prolonging the fights, making sure you don't get bursted immediately. So 50% of the damage you would take after 5 seconds, you're gonna take after 10 seconds instead, right? Next item, First Price Pie. A large item, a food item. Heal for 3, 6, 9 and 12% of your max health. When you heal, gain 1, 2, 3 or 4 health regen. So you basically want to combine this with a lot of fast heals to gain a lot of health regen. And then you can combine it with other items that works off health regen. Next item, Desert Camel or Desert Camel. Doesn't matter how you want to pronounce it. It's a food friend, medium 2-space item. Heals for 10, 20, 30 or 50 for every food on your board. If this is on your board at the start of the day, generate a random food. I should probably write get a random food. If you reach the sandstorm, cleanse all poison and burn effects and heal to full health. Cooldown 8 seconds. Next item, a small item, Confuse Ray. Apply shock to a small random item, making the item's next trigger work for you. Then enemy item does not trigger your other items or skill effects. With that being said, if the enemy item triggers haste, since it triggers on his board, but for you, you're gonna get the haste in one of your items, but it's not gonna trigger the skill effect. Like if you have a skill that says when you haste shield, as an example, it's not gonna trigger that effect. Okay. Next item, dot dot shot, a small weapon. 10 damage every time you burn, poison or freeze, gain 4, 6 and 8% damage. This gets, and the cooldown is 6 seconds. So you basically wanna pick this item if you have a lot of fast burn, poison or freeze effects. Yeah. Next item, Night Mary, friend magic. Small 1-space item, haste 1 magic item for 1, 2, 3 or 4 seconds. The enemy's healing is reduced by 10, 20, 30 or 40%. Cooldown 6 seconds. Next item, Wand of Wonder, a magic item. This is a small 1-space only diamond tier item. Start of combat, enchant the items to the right with random enchantments. So basically, if you already have an enchantment, you can just put that item the left of this, and it's gonna keep its enchantment. Because if you put this on the right, it's gonna get a new enchantment, which you may not like. Next is a rare encounter item drop. You're gonna get an item. When you sell it, you're gonna visit the wishing well. You're gonna create a custom item, and you're gonna choose one of these 3 effects: poison, damage, burn, freeze, and so on. You get like to pick from 3. Sometimes you're gonna get poison, damage, burn. Sometimes you're gonna get damage, burn, freeze, and you can get other effects as well, the more the game develops. And then you can choose when to use. You can have a start of combat effect. You can have a regular cooldown effect when the item next to the left, and so on. And here you're gonna pick from 3 choices as well. And then you're gonna choose an enchantment for it as well. Next is a rare encounter item drop, the time travel locket. When you sell it, you're gonna be able to visit a shop, and that shop sells removed items from the past. So Dam, Puffer, Dino, and all of these broken interaction items that was too broken in that current meta, but perhaps not as broken in another meta, or even more broken. But this is a super rare item, and you cannot force the build with these items anymore. So I think it's fairly okay to just put them in here for the fun. Next item, magical elixir, magic ammo. One small space, diamond tier item only. Enchant a random item on your board. 6 seconds, 1 ammo. So I believe this effect is actually not that good, because most of the times enchantments does not work unless you create a combo with the effect of the enchantments, right? So what does it matter if you get like 2 extra burn on your shield item when you don't have any burn synergies? So I don't think this item is very powerful, but perhaps I'm wrong. Next item, Dark Amulet Magic, small 1 space. This item, the item to the right, has its cooldown increased by 10, 90, 80, 50%, but the item also gets 1 multicast. Next item, Miniature of Defense, small 1 space item. The effect blocks 5, 10, 15 or 20 instances of damage in the first 10 seconds. So this is a new effect, the block effect. It works like this.
It basically blocks damage from your character. So let's say you have the diamond tier version of this item, block 20. Every time you would take damage that would deal up to 20 damage, that part of the damage gets totally removed. So if you get attacked by a 40 damage weapon, you will only take 20 damage. The same goes for poison. If it ticks for 30, you will only take 10 damage.
You can use this item to prolong the fights, to be able to live in the first 10 seconds, just to make sure you don't get bursted. Next item, Shield Defense, works basically on the same concept. Medium item blocks 30, 50 or 70% of the damage you take in the first 10 seconds of combat. Next item, Wall of Defense property. This also works with the defense block mechanic. And this is a quite special item because it only blocks 1 instance of damage in the first 10 seconds. However, when you sell an item, increase this effect with 1, 2 or 3, depending on what tier you have this item on. If you have sold 50 items with this silver tier, no damage below 51 will be applied, and so on. Next item, Ironclad Mantle. Medium, 2 spaces, blocks 2, 3, 4 and 5 times the damage of cards on your board. Next item, Barrier Blossom, small 1 space item. Grants a shield based on 30 or 60% of damage blocked, and it has a cooldown of 10 seconds. This might be very, very impactful and useful. Or if you have not blocked basically any damage at all, this is basically useless. Next item, Toxic Swamp, a location. A large item that deals poison equal to 50 or 100% of your amount of gold. Cooldown 8 seconds. So let's say you have 200 gold. At gold tier, this will deal 100 poison. It sounds a bit much, but if it's too high, we can always change this percentage or these cooldown items. Next item, Magic Manuscript. A medium 2-space item. Effect, start a fight, haste all magic and burn items 1 or 2 seconds depending on the tier. Your burn items have 5 or 10 extra burn. When your health is about to be reduced to 0, prevent it and block all damage for 1 or 2 seconds. So this is basically a good stall item for burn compositions. And if you have a revive skill, some kind of item that when you die regain 600 health, this will trigger twice, right? Because you're about to be reduced to 0 2 times. Next item, Pyroclasm Stoneyard. A large item with effect, double all your burn damage. Quite powerful effect. However, every time you inflict burn, you inflict half the amount on yourself. So this is a high risk and high reward item to use when you have a lot of health yourself. Next item, Venom Dart. A small item that inflicts 9 damage and 1 poison. And it's actually used at the start of combat as well, with 5 seconds and 1 ammo. If you win a fight with this item on your board, give this item 9, 18, 27 or 36 damage and 1, 2, 3 or 4 poison. So you can actually scale this item quite a lot if you get it early.
However, you will need some extra ammo refills laying around to use it.
Next item, Thunderstrike Hammer, Weapon Tool Magic. A large item, deal 50 to 100 damage for each magic item on your board. Every time you use this, double its damage. So this is basically quite powerful to be combined with some magic items and to be triggering a lot. The problem is it has a very large cooldown, so you're probably not gonna use the double effects a lot of the times, but who knows, maybe you can use some cooldown reduction items or some haste items to make this trigger 4 or 5 times in a fight. Next item is an alchemy kit tool. It is a medium item. Effect, when you sell this, gain 3 gumballs and a random potion equivalent to this item's tier. Next item, Time Weaver Orb, a large tool. Reduce the cooldown of one of your other items for the fight by 1 second. This is quite interesting because you already have the atomic clock with Dooley that increase the cooldown of your opponent's items with 1, 2 or 3 seconds. So why would this be better? Well, you can actually use this item in a combination to force the cooldown reduction on one of your items. Name Cosmic Nexus. Size large, 3 spaces. Effect, your medium cards has 1 multicast. Next item is a special one. It's called Phantom Market. It is a magic location that drops from a monster encounter. It's a medium-sized item with its effects. When you sell this, gain access to a secret shop market. Put things in a pot to get a random item. You can choose to offer your items to get new ones. As an example, you can offer 2 small bronze items to get 1 small silver item. You can offer 3 small bronze to get 1 small gold, or you can offer 4 small bronze to get 1 small diamond item. When you offer silver items, you only need 2 silver items to get 1 gold, or you need 3 silver to get 1 diamond. When you offer 2 gold items, you get 1 diamond item. Same applies with medium or large items. You can trade as many times as you possibly can. So to get one diamond large item, you need to offer 2 gold large items. Yeah. Next item is called Loser's Queue. It's a large item. When you lose to a monster encounter with this on your board, upgrade it. When sold, gain 1 random item equal to this item's tier. Increase the amount of items gained by 1 for each loss. If you win with this item on your board, reset the amount to 1.
So basically what you want to do here is you want to put this in your board and purposely lose versus the monster encounters. And the first time you lose, this gets upgraded to silver, next time it gets upgraded to gold, and next time it gets upgraded to diamond. And when you sell this and you have lost like 4 fights, you're gonna get 5 items. So this might be very powerful. However, you should be careful, because if you would win, the number of items you get is reduced back to 1.
Name, adaptive module tool, size medium, 2 spaces. Effect, change its type and effect based on the item on its left. So basically, if you have a poison item on the left, this gains a poison effect, and if you have a damage or weapon item on the left, this gains damage effect. What the effect is, I have not quite figured out, but this is just a concept, right? New item, renewal vial, size small, 1 space item. Effect, increases its heal by 1, 2, 3 or 4 and get 1, 2, 3 or 4 health permanently every time you sell an item. Next item, called Rift Blade, medium size item, deals 5, 10, 15, 20 damage and removes 1, 2, 3 or 4 poison or burn from a random enemy item. Cooldown 6 seconds. So this is an anti-poison and burn weapon. Next item, Cleansing Wipes, size medium, 2 spaces. Remove all slow and 20, 30, 40, 50% of your poison and burn. A very, very strong effect here. When you get slowed, charge this 2 seconds. Shield 10, 20, 30, 50. This might be a little bit too strong, but you can always tweak the numbers or remove like an effect or something if it's too powerful. Next item, Ashen Rain. Size large item, 3 spaces. Effect, deal 30, 60, 150 damage. If this gets frozen, however, double its damage. Cooldown 5 seconds. So basically, you want to use this when a lot of people use a freeze in the freeze meta, and you can combine it with stuff like freeze all item and freeze your own item and so on, just to double this damage, and it goes crazy really fast. Next item, Ran Dummy. Size medium, 2 spaces. Effect, deals 30, 50 damage, and it basically has poison, burn, slow, freeze and haste. However, this target's effects is triggered at random, so it can either trigger your enemy or yourself. So why would this be good? I mean, you can have other items that triggers off these effects, so you might want to run this just to buff other items or skills. Next item, Blind Jack. Medium item, a weapon friend, deals 1 to 50, 1 to 100, 1 to 200 or 1 to 300 damage. Next item, small rapid revolver, deal 10 damage, each time an ammo is used, gain extra damage, ammo 3, 5 seconds cooldown. Next item, a large, after every third use of a small card, reduce its cooldown by 10%. This is good if you have a lot of small cards. However, this also applies to enemy items. Next item, small chaos cube. At the end of every hour, transform into a random small item of the same tier. Next item, bar gain bob. Small 1 space item. Effect, gain 2, 3 or 4 gold after 8 seconds. Start a fight, reduce the value of all items in a fight by 30, 40 or 50%. I also added some skills. When an enemy drops below 50%, the cooldowns are increased by 1 to 2 seconds. Useful if you have a burst build. Time manipulator. After every use of an item, increase its cooldown by 1 to 3 seconds. So this is very good if you play slow weapon builds, which is not going to trigger as much. Also good if you want to counter chain builds. Skill, when you use a magic item, haste a weapon for 1 to 3 seconds. Skill, each time you use a magic item, heal for 20 or 40. Skill Diamond Tier, each time anyone is frozen, they take 5% more damage from all sources. Skill Soul Fountain, effect heal 1, 2, 3 or 4% of your maximum health per second.
Thank you for listening to my item concepts for the Bazaar. Feel free to scroll in this video to come up with new crazy ideas and combinations with these items, or think about any ideas or tweaks that has to be done with these items. Comment them below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.